I make no bones. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm a guy that tends to smile a lot, and I think I have a joyous spirit and a positive energy about me. But there's challenging moments. There's more than a couple challenging moments. And this morning has seemed like a series of challenging moments, one after the next. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing we can't handle. Nothing I can't handle. At least nothing I hope I can handle. Hello there, Jake. Hello there, Lunkers with Luke. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Good morning, Jack. Good morning, RJ. Hello, RJ. Thank you for slamming the likes early and often. Preppy, thank you for joining. Kristen, good morning. Marmaduke, good morning. LWS. Jake Sab. Waiting for it. Have a cup of coffee on the deck right now. I wonder where Jake Sab is. RJ, I'm feeling a little verklempt. And verklempt, when I use that word, I think it's a Yiddish word. And it reminds me of Saturday Night Live. I don't even know what the skit was, but I'm pretty sure Mike Myers starred in it as some Jewish talk show host. And whenever he got upset, he goes, I'm feeling a little verklempt. All right, from Pittsburgh. And that's how I'm feeling today. I woke up. I got a great night's sleep. I was having some cool dreams. Woke up at 5:30 this morning, but had a vicious leg cramp. Woke up to a leg cramp, and that's no fun. Good morning, Kivo. Good morning, Brian, on this rainy day. Okay, Holly, you go lay down. You go lay down. Holly's here. And she's just one of many little distractions I've had this morning. Holly, you're a good girl. Dada loves you very much, but do I have to pet you during my whole show? She thinks maybe I do have to pet her during her whole show. On and off pouring out here in Aurora. Yeah, no, we've had a lot of rain this morning. We had a little thunder roll in. Somebody had... Gordy's a comedian. Gordy's kind of witty. Hello, Lana. Hello, Don M. But anyway, so not every moment and not every bit, despite my smile and despite my enthusiasm and my good vibe and my positive energy, sometimes I too, like Mike Myers' character in the Saturday Night Live skit, feel just a little bit verklempt. And that's my day today. But we have a nice crowd, and thank you so much for joining. And hello, Susan Loves Science, and hello, Heather Odell. Thank you for joining. I hope everyone's getting their coffee ready. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. I hear my son Augie in the front room. I'm back in the sunroom right now, and my son Augie is 2.5. He has Down syndrome, and he's a beautiful little perfect nugget that we love to death, by the way. But one nice thing about living in Illinois is if you have a child with special needs, Illinois is very helpful in getting the child everything that he needs to put him in best position to have a great life going forward. And he gets a few therapists come over every week, and he has one today that he's visiting. And I thought the therapist would be able to keep him quiet, but occasionally I'm hearing screams of Augie going, ah! He's kind of been doing that all morning. Created a little bit of stress for his dad, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens. But anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Again, my name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It's a show I started a long time ago, coming up on 4.5 years. I've been rounding up and calling it 4.5 years. Let me see if I can stop petting Holly for a minute. Go lay down, Holly. Go lay down. If my phone wasn't stuck on the ring light as it is, which I'm just a little skeptical of the ring light, I'd take off the phone and show you Holly, because she was a big star in the show previously. Bye-bye, Holly. She's no longer sitting there. She was asked to leave. Hopefully she'll be a good girl and won't sit there and paw at the glass and stare at me. I feel so guilty. I think I always struggled in life feeling guilty about everything. And I do. I feel guilty about everything, from my dog not getting enough pets and I pet her constantly. But she still wants more. It doesn't matter how often I pet her. If I just got done petting her for half an hour or took her on a long walk, she'll come up and look at me and stare at me with a sad face and paw me. She's a good girl. I love her very much. I love all my kids very much. But this morning I felt a little overwhelmed. But anyway, won't talk much more about that. I was raised on guilt. That's not a good way to be raised. But I think I wonder if Susan Loves Science is Catholic. I'm not Catholic, but I've heard the expression Catholic guilt. And although I've never spent too much time in Catholic church, I'm not totally sure even what that means. But it's probably not a great way. Brian Taylor loves his children so much, that's why they have their own place to live. What's the coffee or no coffee? I can never sit in my chair without two schnauzers on me. Yeah, well, you understand. You understand then. And I don't know. We love them to death. That's why we have them. But some days that can be a little overwhelming. And this morning's been one long scream by my son Augie. And his mama's been a saint and handled it with great ease. And I felt my blood pressure going a little bit and my angst and my stress going a little bit. But I did my best, trying to help out where I could and stay out of mama's way. What if a puppy was dropped off on your front door? We'd probably love it to death. I don't think this household could use another thing with a pulse. This household is filled. We have lots of living things living in here. Honestly, we even have a couple cats that I rarely see. And sometimes I forget that we even have cats. I was never a cat person. I was always a dog person. We might have had one cat growing up when I was a kid. This morning as I was grabbing my stuff and coming back to the sunroom to start my show, I saw this black little critter running around the back of the sunroom, and I go, ah! There's a cat back there! But I don't know. I don't know if it's still in the room or not. It might hop on my shoulder and freak me out. But anyway, it's a show about me talking. But for those that have been watching a while, you know it's a lot more. Do I take blood pressure medicine? No, I don't, Midwest Mama. I actually have quite low blood pressure. Just occasionally I think stress gets to us all. And there was no great reason. And again, I got a great night's sleep. But I kind of woke up and I kind of just felt not 100% and maybe just a little more overwhelmed that than I'd like to ideally. Brian Finnegan's asking if we sell coffee with Ken mugs. We do. There's a link on the bio, and I don't know if I get in trouble for saying that. A link tree, I guess it is, and you can buy various coffee with Ken stuff on there. And it's funny, and I talked about it yesterday. We ordered two hoodies, two white hoodies, and a white T-shirt, and none of them fit me. I'm 6'2", about 215 to 220 pounds, and just for those shoppers out there, if you're roughly my dimension, I'm going to get an extra large T-shirt or an extra large hoodie when we order next, because the large T-shirts. And again, I obviously have huge rippling muscles because I've been working out so much lately. Good morning from Tennessee, Josie. I'd recommend if you're my size, get an extra large. Do I remember when Ross put on a small shirt? Not offhand, RJ. But anyway, for those that have been watching, and we do sell mugs as well on there, and you could even buy this watch. I'd love, because this watch creates a lot of discussion on the show, I'd love if somebody bought a watch, because it's expensive, and I wonder what sort of commission I'd score for a big sale. What Amazon would pay me for selling a $2,000 piece of jewelry. I don't know. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know, oh, look at that. That always makes me feel better. That puts a smile on this guy's face. You know, it's not just about me talking. Oh, you do. It's just one of those days. I won't even tell you. But it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. I'm excited to have my first sip. I hope wherever you are, And I've seen people, I think somebody said from Pittsburgh earlier. I know I got some people, somebody from Wisconsin, some people from all over the place. I haven't seen anybody out of country yet. That's always kind of funny. But I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. It's been a long time. Maybe too long a time. It's the Sumatra. To us, Susan. To you. Thank you for somebody just followed the line. Good morning, Julie from Michigan. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for got a nice little crowd going this morning on this dark and rainy Tuesday morning. I was just saying I'm drinking the Sumatra, a dark roast coffee. It's by Starbucks. Met with RJ, who's on the stream this morning, yesterday, and he brought me 2 bags of coffee. RJ's very sweet that way. And ironically, one was a maple syrup flavored coffee by IHOP. Who knew IHOP sold their own brand of coffee? And the other one was the big bag of Sumatra. He was in a very generous mood. And excited about that, and haven't had it for probably months. I don't know why. We've been out of the Sumatra for a long time. I drink a lot of flavored coffee here at home. My wife and I like the pumpkin spice, the cinnamon dolce. We have hazelnut. There's probably another flavor or two I'm forgetting about right now. But it's nice to go back and remember what just typical coffee tastes like. What coffee tastes like. And this is a strong coffee, big, bold flavors. Let's have another sip. So anyway, it's Tuesday morning. Before I went out on my show, I had to prepare. Have to get a lot of things in order. I said, do we have a lighter? In case anybody out there has a birthday today. You know I like to celebrate birthdays like... Hello, good morning, Annie. Thank you so much for joining. And Jason, thank you so much for joining as well. Susan lived in Seattle for almost 10 years. I've never been to Seattle. I've never been to the Northwest United States. Someday, when we have somebody that is daring enough to watch our many, many children for maybe 2 weeks, I'd love to drive up through the Dakotas and through Montana and into Oregon and Washington State and hit Seattle and then maybe drive down the coast through California and then maybe back through Arizona and the Grand Canyon or what have you, and just take a beautiful, beautiful ride. I wouldn't want to have to rush it. I'd like to be able to go a couple hundred miles a day and then find a spot to stop, maybe target Minneapolis on the first ride. I know that's more than 200 miles. And then maybe with Black Hills on day number 2 and 3 and spend a couple days there. And then, I don't know, find somewhere in Montana that we really wanted to go to. I don't know where that would be, but I'm sure there's somewhat... Susan said driving through Montana is breathtaking. That's good, because I thought that might be the most challenging part of the trip. Because Montana is obviously a huge state, named the Spanish word for mountain, so I imagine it'd be pretty. RJ wants me to take this road trip, which, by the way, would be 5,000-6,000 miles on a scooter. I mean, that would be a long scooter ride. I've heard of people taking motorcycles up, doing cross-country trips. But still, that would be a hell of a long ride on a scooter. And yeah, that's probably more than I want. Plus, I want to be able to relax and maybe, I don't know, would a perfect world, would we be in a car? I don't know. Or would we be in some sort of motorhome or huge van where we could actually sleep in the car and maybe have breakfast or whatever in the car as well? Maybe it'd be fun to just drive a car and stop. Might be easier on the drive and motorhome, yeah. But either way, it sounds wonderful. And I'm sure I've been to several national parks, but I'll bet you there's a whole bunch of national parks. I think Crater Lake's up there. Yellowstone I've never been to. I bet you there's a bunch of others I don't know. I haven't ever even seen those four heads on the mountain. Mount Rushmore, and that's a national park. So there's a lot of them we could do. It'd be neat to plan out like 15 national parks and do that as kind of a theme. I want to go. Does anyone want to come to my house here in Naperville and take care of the kids for, I don't know, not too long, maybe 5, 6, 7 weeks? So we could go for a long cruise. Yes, Kenneth on while the key grip drives. Well, we know we can't do any live videos while I'm driving. Big passenger van would be ideal. Yeah, that could be. That could be. I don't know, would we get sore or tired in a car? Part of it might be nice just to do it in a car. It seems easier. But it would be nice to be able to stop and camp, or not camp. I don't want to go that rustic. You know, there's... Most of you guys know my youngest stepson just joined the Cub Scouts the other day, and there's some camping trips planned. So we're going to have some overnight camping, and I'm cool with that. I like the outdoors. I like fishing. I like whittling wood and doing sort of outdoorsy thing. But I think if I'm going to be taking a 6-week trip with my wife, I don't know if we're going to want to rough it that much. I do not know if we're going to want to rough it that much. But since we're not going to rough it, we better make sure our bankroll's nice and juicy and fat, because we're going to want to stay in the finest hotels in Montana. I wonder if there are fine motels in Montana. I bet there are, but I bet they're all wooden. Probably big, like, bear heads. I'd feel bad for a bear head. I mean, bears are... I don't think we should hunt apex predators. Or predators at all, honestly. I don't think... I think... You know, I think hunting's... I've never hunted. And I've talked about it before. When I was a little kid, I took a slingshot and killed a robin once. And I still feel guilty about it today. I love what you're saying, Susan Loves Science. I'm almost ready to expand my team. Right now, it's an elite team of me and my key grip, and we have some assistant junior key grips. But it seems like Susan Loves Science might be a marketing expert. And we could write off the whole vehicle. Perhaps we could write off the trip. We could make it a Coffee with Ken road trip, where we'd hit various kind of dinky little diners along the way. And I bet that'd be cool. I bet you'd meet some interesting people. And I bet we'd love that. I bet we'd love it. Yeah. My wife's kind of an inner hippie. Not even an inner. She's somewhat a hippie wannabe. I don't know if that's right. I mean, because we live in the suburbs of Chicago. She's got fancy clothes and likes to get her nails done and likes pedicures and manicures and massages and fancy things. But part of her has a hippie side. And I think could really enjoy wow. She just came to the window and was looking at her nails going, there's nothing on there. There's not even any nail polish on there. Well, the woman I first fell in love with was that kind of woman. She wore fancy suits, kind of had a bitchy work attitude. You didn't want to mess with her. She was scary. She'd glare at you if you did something wrong. And now she's super mama. So Ken had Starbucks reach out. I sure did. Where's my manicure? I'm not sure I've had one in years. Yeah. See, I'm getting grief. But anyway, let's have a little more coffee. Honestly, that would be awesome to do. And I don't know, we could make a theme of it, hitting little local coffee shops, hitting national parks, hitting little Starbucks in cool towns throughout the land. And I know maybe a tour to Starbucks wouldn't be that ideal, because I bet you we go in any Starbucks, you're going to have the same looking sort of employees. I wonder, though. You know, if you go into a Starbucks in, like, the middle of Montana, instead of one of these smallish, typical baristas that you see around Chicago, I don't know if anyone's around Chicago, but you might know what I mean. I wonder if you'd get some big, burly truck driver with a huge beer going, "Can I get you a cup of coffee?" "Sorry, we don't come in tall. We only get the big cups. Dirty cup for you." Robert Schuyler Titus, Thank you so much for following the live creator. Oh, Marianne Jacobs, I'm so sorry about that. Marianne Jacobs, I forget where you're from. Are you from Buffalo, New York? She's got a little, don't tell me, I'm not looking at Jack Russell named Doug. And she started watching my show maybe 6 months ago, I don't remember. And Doug is older. He might have been 14 or 15, and I knew he wasn't doing too well. He was going through a lot of struggles, and she just hopped on the show, and I don't know if she was on yesterday, but said that her little Doug is being put down tomorrow. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Makes me sad for you. I don't want to get all teary-eyed. I had a big chocolate Labrador that we loved to death, maybe 15 years ago, that we had to put down, and it was time, but it was still ridiculously hard, and I shed a lot of tears. And we all know, our dog owners out there know that dogs can be a part of the family, and yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that, Marianne. I wonder if we'd take Holly, speaking of dogs, on this road trip. I wonder. I would like to. So much of me would like to. I think I'd like to. It might be challenging, and maybe in national parks you might struggle with dogs, and she'd be a pain in the butt. But I just picturing us driving this is me driving. Although I wouldn't be driving, I'd be just hanging in the passenger seat, kicking back, going, "Hey, are we there yet? Wake me when we see Mount Rushmore." But Holly kind of sticking her head up at the windshield, all excited, ready to go, looking for the next adventure. Thank you so much for following the live creator. And me filming. I bet you we could build up a huge audience. See, that's probably what's limiting me. It's not my lack of quality conversation or lack of quality content. It's that I'm in Naperville, Illinois. It's like any town, USA. And no, RJ, I just said take the kids with. No, the whole point of the trip is to get away from the kids. Remember, my morning has been very stressful. I mean, it hasn't been that stressful. I'm just not dealing with it's probably been a typical morning. It's probably been a typical morning, but I think I was just less ready to handle it this morning. I got up. My wife had been up for a while, and I got down here at about 5:30 or so. And we toasted our cup and said, "Hey, isn't it so nice without the babies here?" And about 2 minutes later, there was screaming from above. Excuse me, I just burped on live TV. It slipped. But, and my job was to go up and only get Augie and leave Eve up there. And I grabbed Augie out of the crib, and Eve started screaming. And I brought them down, both down. And let me tell you, walking downstairs with two wriggling little masses of human flesh, it's kind of challenging. But I did it, and I got down safely. But again, they never stopped wriggling, and Augie never stopped going, "Rah!" today. So yeah, hello, thank you so much for following the live creator. Jemery, would you ever go live with coffee at the top of the Sears Tower for Coffee with Ken? Of course I would. I don't know. I'd probably more likely do it at the top of the John Hancock building. That would be an expensive one. I wonder what they charge for a cup of coffee at the top at the 95th floor restaurant at the Hancock. Because if I was although you could sit out, I would not. My palms just got sweaty. My palms just got sweaty. My palms just got very sweaty. People are asking about my marital status. We have two beautiful little babies that we both love, and we're committed to giving them the best chance in life possible. And I think we both think that with our mutual love for our kids, it'd be the best chance for them to have the best life possible. And because of that, we're doing what we can to be sweet to each other. I'm sure you must know it must be very easy to be sweet to me. But it's kind of hard to be sweet to her at all times, even though I'm a perfect little angel and I have never done anything wrong. And any problems we've ever had in our relationship has probably been her fault, obviously. Oh. But anyway, let's drink a little more coffee. Hello, thank you so much for following the live creator. If you were a candy, what would you be? I'd be a junior mint. I'd be a junior mint. Kind of full of energy, full of deliciousness, with a sweet chocolate exterior. I don't know. Junior Mint's the first candy I thought of. If I was going to go to a movie right now, and if I was going to go to a movie, I'd grab a box of Junior Mints. You know I wouldn't grab them from the theater. They're like $7 at the theater. I'd go into Walgreens and give the person at Walgreens behind the counter $1 and buy my nice little box of Junior Mints. I'd put it in my pocket, and when I went up to buy my ticket at the theater, I'd make sure I wasn't moving up and down too much, lest the Junior Mints rattle. Susan said Seinfeld Junior Mints. Oh yeah. What does Kramer say? I forget what he says. They're delicious, but they actually. One of their friends, I think, is a surgeon or having surgery done or one or the other. And they're up in, apparently, I don't know when this was or why this was or where this was, but they decided they wanted to watch the surgery. And there was like seating up above the operating room. And Kramer, I think, kept offering Jerry an extra Junior Mint. And Jerry said, "No, I don't want it." And swatted Kramer's hand away, and out flew the Junior Mint. And it went down and fell into the patient that was having his surgery done. But Paw Patrol movie comes out on Friday. RJ's got kids on his brain. I got kids on my brain too, but I'm trying to get them out of my brain. I'm trying to leave them here with maybe a grandma, maybe a sister, maybe one of the older kids, maybe with a stranger, just so we can get out of the house. So, out of the house for 6 weeks and take my tour day National Park, tour day mom and pop coffee shops, tour day Starbucks, and tour day Greasy Spoon diners. Uncle Buck, that's right. Let's have a little more coffee. But anyway, I so enjoy doing this show, and as you guys know, I go live at 8 o'clock every day. I was a realtor for 17 years, and then I was a Target employee for 7 months. It was hard to leave Target for me, but now that I'm gone, and it's been about 2.5 weeks, I don't think I was ever such a good fit at Target. I don't think I was ever such a good fit. I remember once, and I got called into the office many times. Whoa, yeah. I remember my direct boss going, "It's so exhausting working with you." I mean, I kind of took it as a compliment. I might have had an opinion or two more than the typical Target employee that she oversees. And I'd make suggestions, and I'd say, "Hey, I really like the way you do this, my boss. Maybe if you did this a little better, things might go a little smoother. Hey, do you think you could do this?" Oh, yes, I would have a lot of opinions. And again, I don't know. I have opinions. I was in an entry-level position, and I didn't have an entry-level attitude, I guess, was the problem. So, although I was there for 7 months, and I think I did a pretty good job, and I'm sure I made a difference, I think it was time to leave. And I am, again, transitioning into new life and new opportunities, and really enjoy doing this. And I think my goal would be to build up a big audience on various social media platforms and somehow figure a way to do this for a living. Good morning, Two-Girl Mom. Because that's a lot of fun for me. Again, it feels like therapy for me. I have a lot of, crazy thoughts, crazy ideas bouncing around my head. And I just really enjoy it. And I think by sharing my own experiences, I think a lot of people out there probably struggle with feeling very alone. And hopefully by me having some coffee with this with you guys. I am doing this for a living, you're right. I don't know. None of us feel so alone. And we all feel some bond. And you guys get to know each other a little bit and chat it up. And, well, it's fun for me. So let's have a little more coffee. I'm thinking about hopping over on YouTube. I've been doing that. I gotta sneeze. I sneeze a lot. I don't know if I just sneeze a lot generally. Let's see. I say it every time, but boy, a sneeze feels good. Boy, a sneeze feels good. Yeah, it does. I might have another one. I've been hopping over on YouTube when I finish up on TikTok, trying to build my audience there. Every day I pick up a good number of subscribers on various social media platforms. I think YouTube's probably the best one long term for building a business around. And I encourage you to follow me there. I go live at 4:30 every day on there, and kind of just reflect on the day and share any extra thoughts I might have. And I don't know, it's basically a short version of this, and you never know what I'm going to be drinking. Let's pour a little more coffee. I feel somewhat neglectful if I left you so soon. See, my therapist. It's not my therapist. Saying something. Augie decided he wanted to come out and throw some toy over the basket. Again, I have two little ones. I have a 2.5-year-old and almost a 1-year-old. Her birthday's coming up, by the way. She's beautiful. Her name's Eve. She'll be 1 on October 15th. By the way, I hope everyone's getting very excited for the next birthday I have circled on my calendar. It's RJ's birthday on October 11th. We're going to have a wonderful celebratory sing for him on that day. But anyway, we worry because Augie likes chucking things and chucking toys and wrestling with his sister. And he's still bigger than his sister, although she's strong and tough. And she's going to be, I don't know, the first female offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears in 20 years. I don't think she'll really be that, but she's going to be tough because she's having to defend herself from her brother all the time. And she's pretty good at it, but we're worried someday that Augie's going to chuck a toy and land it on her head, so it's always some concern. Good morning, Edward Dulé. We should do a one-on-one live on his birthday. That's not a horrible idea, Midwest Mama, also known as Jerry. For unlimited coffee. Can meet and greet on October 11th at the Carillon Tower for unlimited coffee. So many great ideas in which we can truly celebrate the awesomeness. What's cool about RJ is, even though it's his birthday, he'll probably bring me a bag of coffee. Sandy Shepard, where have you been? Where have you been? Somebody wants to join my live. Invite to join my live. I never know what that means. And I can never let some random person join my live. I'm worried they'd take over it. Say mean things. Coffee is like, good attitude, Ann. I thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Let them join. Who was it? I don't know. I can't read. I mean, I know how to read. When I say I can't read, it's not entirely true. I am a millionaire. $1 million. Hey, thank you so much for following the live creator. Thank you so much for following the live creator, Hung Tuo and Everlasting Bloom. Thank you so much for my pretty rose you sent me today. On here, Ken, and that you don't know. I agree with you, Brian. That's kind of my hesitation. I'd hate to have somebody pop on and start swearing or saying something yucky or nasty. Yeah, there's a lot of weird people out there, and if I don't know them, I think it might be a little funny. Hey, Jassy, thank you so much for following the live creator. Isn't this fun? We're building a nice little audience. We're charging. This is me charging towards 10,000 subscribers. Was you on yesterday? Didn't show you on. You had to drink coffee without you. Sandy Shepard, I'm live at 8 o'clock every morning. It's kind of fun being able to say that. I'm sorry, Sandy. It's kind of fun being able to say that because, again, while I was working at Super Target, stocking the shelves and causing my boss some stress, but bringing a lot of joy to the customers, I'll promise you that. I couldn't say when I would be on, and I didn't know when I'd be on day to day. And it feels really good having a set time and a set schedule, and I think it's helping my audience grow, which is always fun. And hello from Texas, Brian, and I will be on at 8 o'clock tomorrow, and yeah, I'll be on at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Jack's just hopping on. Hello, Jack. Somebody's asking if I have a watch collection. Why, yes, I do. I have a vast collection of 2 watches. I have this watch, and I have an Apple Watch. And the Apple Watch is either floating around the back of my car or in a drawer upstairs completely uncharged. And I feel bad because it was a gift, and it's a great product, and I love Apple products, and I'm on an iPhone right now. And what if people don't know what theirs is? Do we all have a special gift? I think we all do. We're all here for a reason. We're all here to make a difference in some small way. Some gifts might be more obvious than others, but I think we all have a gift, and we all add something to this world, and without any of us, the world would be a little different, and the world's meant to be this way. And again, without any of us, the world wouldn't be exactly the way it is. And I think things happen for a reason, and we're here for a purpose. And no matter who you are or where you are or what you do for a living or what have you, you too make a difference. And I think it's important to remember that. I think sometimes it's easy to forget. And I've talked about my brother Steve before. I don't want to get all teary-eyed. So maybe I shouldn't talk about him, but I think he forgot. He didn't realize that he made a difference. And there was a time he was going through a really dark period of his life for a long time. And yeah, and I still think about him every day. Favorite color of autumn leaf? I couldn't just pick one color, Jack. I couldn't just pick one color. I mean, orange and red and yellow. When you have all 3 in a tree, it looks so beautiful. If they were all red or all yellow or all orange, I don't think you'd capture the beauty that is fall. But I think if you look at you look at a bunch of trees off in the distance, and the sun is shining and the leaves are popping with color. Each little shade or hue is special, and you wouldn't want to just have them all be yellow or all be red or all be orange or what have you. I think that would take away some of the beauty of fall. That's a great metaphor. The diversity. You know what's awesome? I say things that really have almost no meaning in them at all, and you guys interpret them because you guys are smart, and I'm just a guy that talks a lot. So sometimes I'll say something, and you guys interpret it in some beautiful way. You're right. It was a great metaphor. The diversities of life that make the beauty of autumn colors. That's exactly what I meant, Jack. No, but it is true. Yeah, without the variety of leaves, wouldn't be that cool. It is very wet outside, RJ. It's been raining. We had a little thunderstorm roll through. And, yeah. But anyway. I have not seen the movie Being There, I don't think, GC Mafia. Is it a good one? We're looking for a movie to watch. We've been watching a lot of movies lately. I don't know, RJ. I do not know what the moisture level is outside. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate it a 7.5 would be the moisture level of outside. What? RJ, when the conversation gets slow, RJ opens up this vault of questions, or a tome. I like the word tome. It's a huge book, I think. And opens up and just flips the pages and starts asking questions. What's the moisture level outside? What streaming service do you use? I don't know. We have them all. We have Netflix, we have Disney Plus, we have Amazon. And what's frustrating? You watch movies and you'll pick, I don't know, Rocky, let's say, because that's probably my favorite movie of all time. And they don't give it to you for free. I mean, sometimes they do. But very often in life, being there. Can we remember the movie Being There? We'll try, and I'd like to watch it. Holly's punching the door. Holly's punching the door and giving me a very guilty stare. When she punches, she just kind of goes like that, and she's staring right at me, and it's eating a hole in my heart. I don't know if you can hear that click, 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 click. But anyway, I've enjoyed my morning with you. I really appreciate you guys joining. I'm going to hop on just for a few minutes over on YouTube just for fun. If you guys want to follow me there and subscribe over there on YouTube, I'd appreciate it. But I am going to hop on YouTube real quick and just talk for a few more minutes, maybe sip a little bit more coffee, see how it goes. I'm trying to build up that platform as well. But I so appreciate you for joining me today. Friday just PM me. Hi, Brian. I so appreciate you joining me today. Do you guys want to say hi to my daughter before I go? You guys want me to sign off with my daughter? Hey, Sandy Shepherd, I'm going to share with you my little girl. Somebody woke up and, I don't know, she's beautiful. And she likes coffee. Dip my finger in my coffee. And oh yeah, she's 11 months. Someday there's going to be a Coffee with Eve show, and she's going to be a huge celebrity. She's going to be like Oprah, and she's going to go, I owe it all to my dad, Ken, who taught me everything I know about coffee talk shows and about lips and teeth. Maybe she won't be a talk show host at all. Maybe she'll be a dentist. Would you rather be a talk show host or... maybe she'll be a dentist or what have you. Yeah. But anyway, she's beautiful. And this is my daughter, Eve, and she's going to be 1 year old on October 15th. They want me to make you laugh. You going to share a laugh? Oh, she's being shy. She's being shy. She usually will laugh at anything, but she's distracted by something out back. And but she's a good little laugher, and she finds humor in all sorts of things, and she loves laughing at her brothers, and mainly her brothers. I was going to say her sisters as well, but she mainly loves laughing at her brothers do silly things, because we boys do silly things. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining. I've had a wonderful Tuesday morning with you. I hope you're enjoying your coffee. Hope you're enjoying your morning. I'm going to hop on real briefly on YouTube. I know my battery's almost dead on my phone. Might be briefer than I expected, but I'm going to go over there and go live for just a few minutes if anyone wants to join me. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hello, pretty girl. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And there she is. She's pretty, isn't she? And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.